In the evening, a strange thing happened. 20 families became one family. Children became children of all. The loss of home became one loss, and the golden time in the West became one dream. So, this passage got me into thinking, what would I do in times of great stress or trouble? Or where exactly would I look first when I needed help the most? And to be honest, my answer, just like Steinbeck, was naturally my family. Seeing as it was strikingly similar to what the passage says, and in turn what Steinbeck thought, it kind of made a connection between me and Steinbeck that we both believe that whatever circumstances may arise, whether it's the Great Depression or maybe a hard junior year, a family will always be there to stand behind you. So my initial personal project was to make a collage of my family, or a collage of a family picture, out of pictures of the Great Depression. Pictures like the migrant mother, soup lines, the miserable children, anything that captured the sentiment of the time. But as I searched the internet for a collage maker, I found that I could not really find any website that would allow me to use the adequate amount of pictures to make my collage out of, slash it was taking too long to make. So in the middle of the project, I switched my idea to writing a poem about my family, and here it is. Switching from the collage to the poem probably was the best decision for this project, for the poem would actually allow me to express what the passage was saying and what it had evoked in my mind, while presenting the challenge fit for this final project. Family is the embodiment of home, more sacred than the Church of Rome. In whichever land that one is to roam, they will always know a place called home. The Grapes of Wrath accurately illustrates that homelessness is synonymous to dire straits. Muley Graves' fate clearly equates to a bleak future that never abates. Why do I care to write and rhyme about family? It is a topic that I deem to be central to humanity, almost an ineffable sensation of simple commonality that must be described to the whole municipality. Family's importance to John Steinbeck is clear, and although we have explored this topic all year, I feel the need to declare why I hold family to be dear, to complete this final project while being sincere. I shall share about those who are close to me, and even though they are all blood family, as Steinbeck shows that it is not a necessity, it does not diminish the message's personal decree. My father was an advent from the Far East. You could say that his feats are legendary at least, as he was one of 40 million to bequeath the accomplishment of arriving in the American Northeast. He studied at Johns Hopkins in engineering, but had a language barrier that was interfering. Nevertheless, his attitude kept him persevering, and earned a reputation that has become endearing. My mother tagged along to the land of opportunity, and even though she lived extremely frugally, she stuck with it, knowing that living prudently would eventually pay off, presumably. She went to Yukon to get her education. Computer programming was her destined vocation, and although she suffered from academic stagnation, she too managed to push through the frustration. Now my father was faced with a decision, one that put his wishes into a collision, to either continue the familial tradition or follow through with his professional vision. He bade his education a firm goodbye, to raise two sons, my brother and I, and although it may seem he'd gone awry, he made the correct decision by and by. I am blessed to have a younger brother. The blood bond we share is unlike any other. And although his actions may be annoying or whatever, it is his actions of affection that get me, one after another. The four of us are a tight-knit clan. Our bonds can be seen by even a blind man. And although, as my father admits, it wasn't to plan, everything has fallen into place for the family man. For me, my family has long procured a feeling of unity. The solidarity has become a sense of regularity. that my well-being is their priority, a lesson that I wish to pass down to posterity. Family is the embodiment of home, more sacred than the Church of Rome. In whichever land that one is to roam, they will always find a place called home. Finishing this project, I feel that it has built a bridge between the impoverished world of the Great Depression and contemporary society. Although people may think that it is very different, what I'm talking about is the importance of family to the people such as the Joes and the importance of family to me. While I did not gleam into the hardships that they faced, I feel that they also treated the concept of family as hallowed as I do, and that time is, in a sense, a challenge, even greater than those of the Great Depression, such as like feeding their children deaths, or even losing your livelihood, and that the concept of family will continue to endure this ultimate test.